WNDE Sports Station. Now it's time for Now Hear This, because there are a lot of good people doing good things in Central Indiana. Here's your host, Jake Query.
Hey, good morning to you folks, and welcome to Now Hear This. Now Hear This, of course, is our look around Central Indiana, really the entire Hoosier state, at the folks and the different organizations doing what they can to better the lives for all of us. That includes my first guest of the program. My name is Jake Query, by the way, and it's been my pleasure to talk about INHP a lot over the last month or so. And again, we have a return guest of the program. It is Rob Evans, a man with the longest title in Central Indiana. He is the COO and Executive VP for Homeowner Initiative for INHP. That, by the way, stands for Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership. They have a website, INHP.org, and Rob makes another return visit here to the studio. First off, Rob, let me say good morning. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Jake. Thank you so much for having me back on the show. I'm really excited to be here and to spend just a few moments talking about some of the exciting loan programs we have available for our veterans.
For those who, and before we get to that, Rob, just a quick overview for those that may not be familiar, and you've been on the program before, but for INHP, this is close to a 30-year organization here in Central Indiana, but the overall initiative and goals for INHP, if you could.
Sure. INHP is an independent 501c3 organization, as you said, nearly 30 years old, and simply put, we're here to help people to become and remain long-term successful homeowners.
Okay, and with that, what I like to say is you just kind of have, I remember, Rob, when I was a kid, I would play Nintendo, and like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out or Legend of Zelda or all the different games, they'd give you little codes where you could advance and move forward in the game, and it kind of helped you out a little bit. That's kind of what you guys do, right? You kind of help people find those codes to make sure that they're getting everything possible to becoming either a first-time homeowner or a homeowner with improvements made, right?
That's absolutely correct. For INHP, it's about long-term successful homeownership. And so if it's somebody that wants to become a homeowner, really key to that is being an informed consumer and understanding what the process is all about. So it's really building piece by piece, helping them to become a confident consumer, helping them to understand the mortgage process, what it takes to become a homeowner, what it takes to sustain homeownership, and then once they become a homeowner, making sure they have the tools and resources to really keep that over the long haul.
And with that, you guys, I know, are doing a lot of work, including on June 17th for the Indy 11 game. You will have a lot of veterans there, courtesy of INHP. But being involved with veterans is really something that it appears to me, Rob, and I wanted you to touch on it, that Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership is really moving towards the efforts towards making sure that those at the VA are aware of what's out there for them, correct?
That's absolutely correct. First, I think it's important to make sure everybody understands that our veterans, whether it's active service members or the veteran population, they're so important to the fabric of our community. And we want to make sure they understand everything that they're entitled to and to help them unlock those benefits that their service has provided with regard to home ownership. And so to that end, we have a couple of programs that I want to talk about a little bit today. And the first is that we have a home purchase loan program, but we also have a home repair program that are both designed specifically for military personnel, for veterans, and for their families who are interested in living in Marion County, or perhaps those that already live in Marion County. But both programs are designed really to help our active and retired service members to live in safe, affordable, and decent houses in thriving neighborhoods across Indianapolis.
Okay, and with that, actually a gentleman who is a veteran of the U.S. Army, now works for the VA, and he has taken advantage of what INHP has to offer. I'd like to welcome to the program Clyde Davis. And Clyde, first off, thanks for joining us, and also congratulations on the purchase of a new home. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Clyde, let's begin with this. How did you find out about INHP, and take me through the steps that made it possible for you as an Army veteran to become a homeowner here in Indianapolis?
Well, the way I was searching through, I was written from an agency here in town, and of course I was at the same time my lease was becoming to the point of expiration about 5 months in advance. So I started looking through online for agencies that might be able to help me with obtaining my own properties. And I saw several ads with INHP, which I lived pretty close to at that particular time. And so I decided to give them a call, and I spoke with a gentleman named Bill Reed. And I decided, with all the information that he provided me with, that I would pursue that. And we began the process.
Okay, now take me through Clyde. Clyde Davis is our guest, by the way. He is an Army veteran. He is a homeowner now, thanks to INHP and some of the work that they helped just in terms, Clyde, of getting you into that home. What things did they do for you? Was it simply a matter of figuring out a budget for you? Was it a matter of finding out some of the different benefits available to you? If you could just elaborate on where INHP, kind of what they gave you through that roadmap.
Pretty much, he gave me a lot of information. He explained to me the process. Of course, he used several. He gave me some pamphlets to kind of browse through, and it gave me the pretty much the objectives that INHP stood for, and that I read those, and it gave me opportunities to have different classes such as budgeting and all that kind of thing. I didn't at that particular time need a whole lot of that, but it was available to me, and so I just dived right into the home search, and then he assisted me, of course, with the procurement of a loan and all that kind of thing, and we went forward from there.
Clyde Davis is our guest. He joins me along with Rob Evans. Rob, of course, the COO and Executive Vice President for Homeowner Initiative for INHP. Their website is INHP.org. Clyde is an Army veteran now working with the VA, but in his own home, thanks to some of the guidance from INHP. Clyde, for you personally, I think it goes without saying when someone is a military veteran and has served this country that you have a lot of pride. How much pride does it give you now just to be able to kick back and you don't have to worry about leases expiring? You simply have to worry about, of course, making sure that you're staying on top of what INHP was able to give you. But just to be a homeowner, I would think for you has to be extremely satisfying. And congratulations on it. It's pretty cool.
Yes, thank you. And, yes, it is very satisfying to realize that I'm able to own my own home and, of course, at a much affordable rate than it was with leasing when I was leasing. So it's a very noteworthy thing to be able to live in your own home. I didn't think it was possible at first, but after we went through the process, of course, I decided to go ahead and purchase this place. And I live in a really nice neighborhood now, and I've been very proud of it.
Well, Clyde, I appreciate the perspective that you offer and certainly appreciate your service as well to the country. And again, this all just began by doing a quick Google search and finding out about INHP, correct?
Yes.
Very nice. I appreciate it, Clyde. And Rob, I would think from your standpoint, that's pretty cool to be able to listen to him. And you can hear the pride in Clyde's voice. But take me through some of the different things that were available for Clyde and just kind of elaborate on that for veterans themselves that they may have been previously unaware.
Sure, and I would agree. Hearing Mr. Davis talk about his journey towards home ownership and the pride he has in achieving that, it's a wonderful feeling, and we get to experience that every day with the people that come to INHP, so it's just a fun part of working at INHP. With our home purchase program, the things that are available, the types of loan products that are available for someone that's a veteran, it doesn't require a down payment, but it comes with an affordable fixed interest rate, so it's not an adjustable rate. It's a fixed interest rate. It doesn't have mortgage insurance as a part of that payment. And like I said, it's 100% of the purchase price, so there's no down payment that comes out of the veteran's pocket. And that's a part of the benefit that they've earned through their service to our country. And that's part of what INHP does to really help them unlock those benefits and understand what that process is. And as you know, Jake, the journey towards homeownership, that is one of the most complicated transactions that we would all undertake in our life. And it is usually the single largest investment that anyone is going to make in their lifetime. And so it's critically important that they understand the process, understand what's available to them, have all the options presented in an unbiased way. And that's really what INHP does for our veterans.
Again, INHP.org is the website. I'm talking with Rob Evans about it. We talked with Mr. Davis of the U.S. Army, who is now, as he talked about, living in a nice neighborhood and living in the house and feeling that pride each and every day. And a lot of that was because of the roadmap that was provided to him by INHP. Rob, in terms of working with veterans and letting them know of the different benefits that are there, INHP, as we talked about, has been around since 1988. Is this a recent initiative in which you have decided, let's do more because it seems there are benefits that are being, that some veterans are unaware? Or is this something you have always done, but just now want to make sure that everyone is aware of?
We've always felt that the veterans are an important population that we make sure that we serve. But I think recently we're really starting to increase our awareness with the veterans population for a number of reasons. But I want to take a moment to really direct any listeners that are interested in understanding understanding a little more about the programs, if they would just go to inhp.org/military, when they get there, you'll find information about buying a home with the VA loan program, but also for those veterans that currently own their home, they'll be able to find information about repairing their home. There's web buttons that will connect them to the appropriate forms so they can begin to unlock those benefits.
And that's another great thing is, not only being able to have that pride in home ownership, but then also being able to take pride in your house, right? Because as we know, you go through an entire 3-month or 3-week period with rain, all of a sudden things like maybe a flooded basement or you need to do a sub pump, there's a lot of expenses pop up, right? A
lot of expenses do pop up, and one of the things that with regard to our home repair program is for our active and retired military members and their families, we have a way to affordably finance the expensive home repairs and sometimes accessibility modifications. Some of our veterans might have some accessibility needs. So to give you some examples of the things that might be eligible for our home repair loan products would be things like a roof. You mentioned the rain. So a lot of folks might find that their roof is leaking or perhaps their basement is flooding. They might need gutters. Could be a furnace is out, any number of things of that nature. But also when it comes to accessibility modifications, they might need some bathroom grab bars, wheelchair ramps, maybe their doorways need widened. Those are the types of things that we could really help those veterans with. And what's really special about our program for veterans for home repair is that it's a 5-year forgivable loan. So every year over a 5-year period, 20% of that loan is forgiven, and that's really thanks to the generosity of the Home Depot Foundation. They've been generous to INHP to provide us this opportunity to help so many veterans in our community to get these emergency repairs done to their home, and like I said, it's forgivable over a 5-year period. But it's not just getting them the access to the financing, to that mortgage loan. It's also providing project support. INHP can help them identify contractors that are licensed, bonded, and insured that have been in business at least 2 years, and many times those contractors that we're referring customers to, referring our veterans to, we've had a 10-plus year history with those contractors, so we know them, and we know that they are able to complete the work in a great quality manner, on time and on budget. And that, again, that's such an important thing for a homeowner to know that they have a trusted resource they can go to that can help them figure out this process. And if you're a veteran and you have this need to get repairs done to your home, and we've got a 5-year forgivable loan program, it just is a make sense thing. So we would encourage, again, anyone out there, if you're a veteran, an active service member, or you have friends or family that own their home and they're in this situation, have them go to inhp.org/military and start unlocking that benefit.
Again, INHP is there to benefit for all throughout Marion County, but of course we're talking about the military specifically this particular morning, but inhp.org is the website, /military for all the benefits we're talking about that are available to those who have served. Rob, do you find that a lot of the veterans, and maybe even those that are working with them from INHP, that each time you start to navigate, there are perhaps even more benefits or different programs that are available that otherwise they may not know about?
There are, and what we find when we work with them is that the veterans either didn't know about some of these benefits and some of the programs that are available, or maybe they just don't qualify for a particular program, but we have other programs that might help them. Or it might be a situation where they have a friend or family, military or not, that needs some assistance. So I think we're a good connection point for those families to help them really figure out what all resources are available for them, but also if they have friends or family in a situation that we could help them with.
Outstanding. Rob Evans, again, the COO and Executive Vice President for Homeowner Initiative. The website, INHP.org, the website for some of those military benefits that we're talking about, like Mr. Davis took advantage, INHP.org/military. Available for everyone, but specifying as well in those benefits that are out there for veterans. So be sure to check it out at INHP.org.